Shifting our attention to a major cheating racket that has been uncovered during the NEET examination in Bihar, and 9 alleged imposters, including doctors and medical students, were caught appearing for the test on behalf of the candidates. Now, arrests have been made during biometric verification and intensive checks across multiple exam centers. Authorities have also detained 7 personnel linked to the agency handling the biometric attendance, with the police continuing to investigate what is suspected to be a larger interstate gang that operated. All right, let's get you more breaking updates now coming in. We have the first reaction coming in from the NTA chief on the NEET solver gang in Bihar. The NTA chief has said that the multiple raids have been conducted following the incident coming to light, and that the mastermind of this gang is now in custody.
Whole of government approach, whole of India approach, in which all government of India departments, state governments, district machinery, students, parents, all stakeholders came together to convey a message to all the fraudsters and scamsters that you cannot beat the system, you cannot take away the rights of the young students, young Indian minds, and we will ensure that we can conduct a glitch-free examination.
So can you say this was error-free and flawless examination?
This was as error-free and as flawless as it can be. We took every necessary step to do a balance between security and convenience of students, because that's always two things that one has to balance. The perfect balance was ensured. We worked with all agencies, all security agencies, to ensure that we are able to conduct an examination which is not only glitch-free but which is also a zero-error examination with zero tolerance for any malpractice.
How much of a role the Telegram ban played in it, sir, in conducting it?
See, Telegram ban, because we were 100% sure that the papers are safe, everything is safe, secure, we have complete control of chain of custody. Platforms were doing was that they were sending a fake perception of leak, which adds to the mental stress and trauma of students. Because we are dealing with 17, 18-year-olds, and if these rumors keep on floating, they keep on wondering what if something goes wrong again, and it is not fair to the young minds. Then also these platforms were encouraging fraudsters into fooling people with fake question papers and playing on the anxiety and the vulnerability of people, that they will pay up small amounts to get a document which will have nothing to do with the question paper. So it was required to ensure that the fake perception of a leak or a system failure or cyber crime in which the fraudsters would scam people into losing money, that had to be prevented. So that.
My colleague Kritika joins us on the broadcast, and Kritika, two things have been highlighted. First, of course, is that the NEET re-examination has taken place largely without any glitches at all. And secondly, this gang that has been busted in Bihar, where even doctors had appeared at the examination centers wanting to write the examination for the students, when that gang has also been busted. What are the details?
Well, absolutely, Pratibha. Yesterday also the NTA had spoken about how India came together in order to ensure that the NEET examination takes place in a foolproof manner. The NTA had also detailed about how multiple ministries have all worked in tandem in order to make this possible, and how 7 lakh officials, which includes police teams, observers, examination staff, all of these people were mobilized across the country to conduct this exam, and that it was done in a record number of 37 days. Now, what the NTA is also, in fact, as we're hearing from the chief as well, in Bihar, the case of 9 people who were impersonating examinees who were coming on behalf of legitimate candidates to write the exams on their behalf were also identified, and in fact have been detained as well. And this happened through the biometric verification. When that failed, that was the stage wherein these people were identified and subsequent arrests were made. And this is happening because of the intense checks that were put in place across all the examination centers yesterday. So what the Bihar police is also uncovering is this massive, in fact, racket wherein 9 such people have been arrested. Now investigation is underway in order to understand if they had a larger network working in tandem as well. Remember, even when the paper had leaked way back in early May, what the NTA officials and even DG Abhishek Singh had to say was that, of course, there is a lot of incentive. There is a lot of the trade-off here is quite high because the number of medical seats again continue to be very less in comparison to the large number of candidates who take the exam. So, of course, there is always an angle of people luring in candidates through different means, whether it is through the means of claiming to have access to the question paper, or even in such a case wherein impersonators would go forward to the exam center and write the exams. And that is why biometric
thankfully, in this case, the gang has been busted. Thank you for joining us with those details, Kritika. Let's talk about what all happened during the NEET examinations. We saw multiple scenes from across the country. A few minutes late, one wrong turn, a traffic jam, a dress code dispute for all several NEET aspirants. It costed them 1 year of hard work across the country. Several candidates were denied entry for arriving late at the NEET UG re-examination centers. Traffic jams, documentation issues, entry-related disputes reported from different parts of the states. From Delhi to Mumbai, from Bengaluru to Moradabad, students were denied entry after missing the strict reporting deadline. Some, in fact, also blamed Google Maps. Some blamed traffic. Others questioned the security checks. The result? Tears outside the examination centers. You had desperate pleas and 1 year of preparation hanging in the balance. Let's talk about what happened in multiple states. Let's talk about how these aspirants had been denied entry. First, let's talk about what's happening in Delhi. One student arriving 2 minutes late, because of which the student could not give the examination. Just 2 minutes and the dreams were completely dashed. The students allegedly reached late after being dropped at the wrong location and was denied entry. Despite reaching the center, the gates and the clock had already run out. Take a look at what happened. So the visuals are on your screens, where the student was seen, in fact, desperately asking for the gates to be opened, but it wasn't done so. Now let's talk about what happened in Ajmer of Rajasthan, where a burqa-wearing aspirant allegedly missed the examination after a dispute over the security protocols. The candidate said that she was asked to remove her burqa, and the delay eventually cost her entry to the examination hall. Take a look at what happened.
रूल नंबर 8 हमें दिया है कि भाई आप रिलीजियस अटायर के साथ आ सकते हो, फिर ये हमें अलाउ नहीं कर रहे। हम क्यों नहीं, अगर एनटीए ने कहा है तो हमको अलाउ करना पड़ेगा इनको। अगर ये नहीं करेंगे तो हम नहीं जाएंगे। मेरे लिए पेपर मैटर नहीं करता, मेरे लिए मेरा बुर्का, मेरी पहचान मैटर करती है। रूल नंबर 8 हमें दिया है कि भाई आप रिलीजियस अटायर के साथ आ सकते हो, फिर ये हमें अलाउ नहीं कर रहे। हम क्यों नहीं, अगर एनटीए ने कहा है तो हमको अलाउ करना पड़ेगा इनको। अगर ये नहीं करेंगे तो हम नहीं जाएंगे। मेरे लिए पेपर मैटर नहीं करता, मेरे लिए मेरा बुर्का, मेरी पहचान मैटर करती है। रूल नंबर 8 हमें दिया है कि भाई आप रिलीजियस अटायर के साथ आ सकते हो, फिर ये हमें अलाउ नहीं कर रहे। हम क्यों नहीं, अगर एनटीए ने कहा है तो हमको अलाउ करना पड़ेगा इनको। अगर ये नहीं करेंगे तो हम नहीं जाएंगे। मेरे लिए पेपर।
And in Mumbai, the story was one of just mere minutes. A NEET aspirant arrived just 2 minutes late and was stopped at the gate with no grace period on offer, as the student was left outside the examination hall pleading with the authorities. Now let's tell you what happened in Moradabad. The finger was pointed at the Google Maps. Aspirants claimed that the app directed them to the wrong location. The detour proved quite costly to them as they reached late and they were denied entry to the exam center.
सर ये 2 बच्चे आए हैं देर से, क्या कहना है? 2 बच्चे एंट्री मांग रहे हैं।
सीएस से मैंने बात की, उन्होंने कहा 1:30 के बाद एंट्री। नहीं ऐसे मेरा अधिकार नहीं है। मैं तो सुपरविजन में हूँ बतौर सेक्टर मैजिस्ट्रेट। तो सब मजबूरी हो गया पेपर सीएस सर, एक बार तो पेपर भी लीक हो गया सर, एक चांस तो इनसे भी हो गया सर, फिर भी उसका एक साल बेकार हो जाता सर। प्लीज सर एक बार बुला दो सर, दो ही स्टूडेंट है सर बस सर, क्या लो सर, सर एक सर फोटो रहेगी
सर, ये दो बच्चे आए हैं देर से, क्या कहना है? दो बच्चे एंट्री मांग रहे हैं।
सीएस से मैंने बात की, उन्होंने कहा 1:30 के बाद एंट्री नहीं, ऐसे मेरा अधिकार नहीं है, मैं तो सुपरविजन में हूँ बतौर सेक्टर मैजिस्ट्रेट। तो सब मजबूरी हो गया पेपर सीएस सर, एक बार तो पेपर भी लीक हो गया सर, एक चांस तो इनसे भी हो गया सर, फिर भी उसका एक साल बेकार हो जाता सर। प्लीज सर एक बार बुला दो सर, दो ही स्टूडेंट है सर बस सर, क्या लो
And then in Bengaluru as well, many students arrived late, with the parents also blaming a Congress event. 22 lakh medical aspirants wrote the examination across the country, but this was, of course, the second time in just 49 days. And the students, as they arrived, for them it was a do or die. But unfortunately, there were some glitches in Bengaluru. Some students nearly missed their examination. They were denied entry as well. According to the parents, it was a Congress event that caused this traffic jam. NEET aspirants almost missed their examinations, with many of them saying that they faced massive traffic jams because the Congress event was taking place where the state president, B.K. Hariprasad, was taking charge. So many of the aspirants arrived late to the center after the gates were closed. And despite the repeated request, nothing really happened.
Who cares for the students in reality and who weaponizes their issues? The Congress party insensitively today held a rally in Bengaluru right next to the NEET center, because of which 3 students got delayed in reaching the center, and they were caused the most amount of stress that any student can face. The parents' testimonials are there. This is the true face of the Congress, which says that it cares for students. On the other hand, the Prime Minister landed at Delhi airport. It was around 1:15. Had he left then from the airport to reach his residence, it would have probably caused some kind of inconvenience to students. So he stayed at the airport because the examination was at 2 o'clock. And he ensured that no student is inconvenienced because of him.
So politics now playing out, with the BJP saying that while Rahul Gandhi said that he stands with the students, it was a Congress event that ultimately delayed the students, many of them even missing their examinations. We're keeping a track of the politics around it. For now, slipping into a short break, we'll be right back.